everybody, and welcome to the next part of the patch review for patch 1.4.38, the rebalancing patch. So now we're getting into the equipment, and the next patch will be, well, we're actually going to do each mech chassis one by one, specifically for the new quirk changes and all that stuff. So this will be the last episode for the weapon and systems changes and equipment changes. So what's this next part? Well, the next part is basically about heat and ECM. The only thing about ECM you really have to worry about now is ECM range has been reduced by half. It's gone from 180 meters to 90 meters. Not bad, right? No big deal. So next thing we're going to get into is heat sinks for Inner Sphere, and then we're going to hop over to a Timberwolf, and we're going to look at the clan Inner Sphere stuff, or the clan heat stuff. Firstly, clan single heat sinks. Their cooling rate has been increased by 0.10 to 0.12, 0.12. So that means they cool at a higher rate. A smaller one, I bet a 2% increase, but still it's an increase, right? Single heat sinks that are inside an engine are going to have their heat increased by from 0.1 to 0.11. So they're getting a 10% increase in heat efficiency, in heat cooling increase. So that means you're cooling if your engine, so for example this double heatsink here, well we'll get into that in a second, but single heatsinks are now having, basically they're cooling faster. 2% if they're anywhere in the body, 10% if they're in the engine, which is pretty good. Single heatsinks are also going to have their capacity increased by 20%, so they're going to go from 1 to 1.2. This increases the maximum heat value that a mech does before it shuts down. So it doesn't affect the speed by which it cools off, that's the rate. This actually increases the capacity that they carry. So one of these days they're going to have to break down this a little bit better and explain this. But basically what's going to happen is Inner Sphere mechs are now going to overall cool quicker by roughly around 2 to 3%, and they'll actually take more heat before they overheat, which is pretty good, right? Now, double heat sinks, their capacity has been increased from by 10%. So that overall increases the amount of time before the mech shuts down again. So you now take, with double heat sinks, an additional 10% more heat before you shut down, which isn't too bad, right? There you go. That's the only change to double heat sinks. Now, we're going to select here a clan. Nova's fine. Load out. Equipment. Here we go. So now, clan double heat sinks, they have a cooling rate that's been increased by 1%. So they're going from 14% to 15%. And the heatsink capacity is also, the heatsink capacity has been reduced from 1.4 to 1.1, meaning that the mechs they'll have a 1% cooling rate increase, but they're going to have a 30% decrease in the maximum amount of heat they can take. So basically they can take less heat, but they can cool down just a little bit more, which isn't that bad. Yeah, that's pretty much it for heat and equipment, basically. So in the end, and also engines as well for clans. If you lose, say, the left torso on this Nova here, your overall efficiency for your turn rate, torso twist, and top speed will all be reduced by 20%. So basically, nowadays the plan is, if you're going up against the clan, hit one of those torsos. Once you take out the torso, they go faster, they can't turn as fast, and they literally can't turn their torso as fast. So you're doing immediate damage right there. Also, in conjunction with that, the overall heat. So basically, Inner Sphere mechs will cool down a little bit faster with single heat sinks, and will have a larger capacity with single heat sinks. When it comes to double heat sinks, they're basically just going to cool off the same amount, but they're going to be able to hold more. So it won't affect your overall, with double heat sinks, the amount you cool down, just the amount you can take before you cool down. And then clans, same thing. They're going to cool down faster, but not be able to take as much. So it's kind of the reverse. So kind of to make it a little bit more fair. Inner Sphere with double heat sinks can take more, but cool at the same rate as they are now. Clans cool faster, but can't take as much. not bad. Single heat sinks, as I said, they increase the cool rate, increase the maximum capacity as well, and increase the maximum capacity even more when they're in the engine. So that makes it even better. So anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And the next episode will be 100. We're going to actually go into the store, and I'll show you what the plan to do is. The plan is to go over every mech in the game. From the inner sphere first, all the way through. We're going to do one episode on each chassis in the game, and go over what things have changed, what things have done. So, first episode, which should be coming out tomorrow, we'll be going over the entire Commando line, and we will also be going over the fire starter as well. We're going over a lot of guys, so it's 5 here and 6 here, so it's 11 mechs. We're going to be going over 11 mechs possibly. I might just do one chassis. We'll see how long the episode is. But as of maybe later today, probably tomorrow though, multiple episodes. We're going over each and every single chassis and discussing its quirk changes, what they were and what they are now. I won't be saying if they're good or bad. I'm just going to say what they've changed to. It's up to you as the listener and the watcher to decide if that's good or bad. If you want me to bump up a mech into and I'll mention this at the beginning of the first episode. If you want me to bump up a mech in the review, tell me, and that way we'll bump it up a little bit, and we will see what we can do. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield next time. Bye bye.